If you need a friend, call me. If you need a friend.
Neha is your typical teen. If you met her, you would think that she was your next door neighbor, somebody that you went to high school with, but underneath all of that, typical teenage exterior is this person who's really striving to make life better for those that can't live the life that she's been afforded.
Empower Orphans is basically an organization that helps orphans and underprivileged children gain a proper education and health care.
When we go over to India and to my husband's hometown, we go and volunteer at this orphanage, and we've been doing that with Neha ever since she was a little baby.
Neha started off with a garage sale, and it was a small event, but it led to much larger things.
Well, first I was just upset, and I just really felt sad for them, but then I realized that wasn't good enough and I had to do something. So I turned my empathy into action, and I told my parents that I wanted to start helping them.
She gives these children, the orphans as well as the underprivileged children, hope, and that's so critical.
Currently, we're working on a project to give bicycles to an orphanage in Bucks County, and we're also working on giving food and opening up a library in Bucks County too.
She is going into high school now. She's coming to those critical years, so we just want to ensure that, of course she carries on with all this, and we want her to, we encourage her to, but we want to make sure that she continues to keep up her straight A's.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor, more specifically a pediatrician, so that I can help children.
Neha serves as a role model because she is very able to balance being a teenager and having a lot of fun, but also able to make sure that she's doing what she can to help others.
There are other people in the world who need our help, and in today's world, giving to the less fortunate is extremely important. And when you give to others, you really get self-satisfaction too. I think that every child should have the opportunity to gain a proper education, and since these children can't really, I feel that it's necessary to help them.
She definitely is having a positive impact in the lives of these orphans. Right now she supports more than 1,000 children. So we're seeing it in their daily lives, where now many of them are able to stand on their own feet, earn a living, and are contributing to society rather than being neglected children.
I think that Neha has inspired me to really take a good look at what I'm doing with my children and trying to get them to be more cognizant of their civic responsibility. And we can only hope that our children and ourselves recognize that part of our conscience, so that we too can do the same thing and make the world a better place.
The main thing about helping children that we've in fact learned from Neha is that one person can make a difference.
It's so great for her to be recognized in a forum where she's going to get sort of the celebration that she deserves.
Oh, we were definitely very proud that she was winning it. To get the recognition is great, but it also gives her the publicity to raise funds for the future.
I love knowing that everything I do puts a smile on the children's faces, and also knowing that I'm able to make a difference in their lives.
When I was 9 years old, I grew up in Chicago, and I spent all of my free time out of school when I was 9 reading Little House on the Prairie books by Laura Ingalls Wilder. When our next honoree, Neha Gupta, was 9 years old, she set out to make a difference in the lives of orphaned and underprivileged children in northern India. She began by making and selling wine charms and greeting cards at community events, and using the money to provide books for the orphanage in her family's hometown in India. Today, she has raised more than $50,000 through her nonprofit organization, Empower Orphans, and has helped them open libraries, provided medical supplies, food and clothing, and she's really proven that there's no minimum age requirement for making a difference. A Friend to Kids Award to Neha Gupta.
To everyone that works at the Please Touch Museum, I would just like to thank you all so much for this honor. I would also like to thank my family for their guidance and support. But what is family? It is love, hope, a guiding light that shows you the way in life. They support you emotionally and financially. But what do children who do not have families do? That was the question I asked myself when I was 9. I started Empower Orphans to answer that question. And now I believe that the most important lesson that I have learned is that everyone in the world has the ability to make a positive change to society. And I've gained a very wonderful experience, seeing the children smile when I help them. It is really what drives me further. Currently in India, I am working to provide additional children with school fees and opening more sewing centers for older girls to stand on their own feet and make their own businesses. Locally, I am working to provide children at Christ Home for Children in Warminster, Pennsylvania with bicycles. And if you could support my cause, I would truly appreciate it. So thank you again to everyone. I truly appreciate it because my main goal is to be a great friend to kids.